Hello, and welcome to Youth Connect on Trust TV. I am Fejiro David Osai. Today on the program, we will be talking about depression. Depression is a common mental disorder. Research shows that 5% of adults suffer from the disorder. It is characterized by persistent sadness and a lack of interest or pleasure in previously rewarding or enjoyable activities. Joining us to interact and help me discuss on this topic today is Mr. Jeff Oluwagbemiga. He is a psychologist and family life practitioner. Also, we have Ruth Edith Eno. Welcome. Thank you guys for joining me on the show today.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. So, Coach, I would like to start with you.
Okay.
What is depression?
Well, depressed. When you say depressed, meaning something is going down. You are depressed. You are moving from high to low. And now, when we now talk about the technical definition of depression, it simply means that an individual who used to be top-notch in terms of emotion and exhibition of emotion is now the opposite of what he or she used to be due to circumstances around him or around her at that particular time. So the person is not able to function optimally the way he or she used to function. The things that create excitement before no longer brings excitement to that same person. What he or she does as maybe like a means of livelihood is no longer interesting to him or her, and he or she should shut down than to do those things. So that's why we can just, in a nutshell, it's a mental disorder. But people don't get there in one day. It starts from somewhere.
Okay, sir. So those people that just like whenever they are broke or whenever they have mood swings, they just say, "Come on, I'm depressed."
It's a misuse of terms.
It's a misuse
of terms, yes.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Eno, please, can you tell me what do you think are the first signs of depression?
Thank you. Personally, I would say the first signs of depression is lack of interest. Like he firstly said, the things that excite you, the things you want to do, you suddenly don't find them pleasurable anymore. You start withdrawing yourself from people. Every little conversation, you are sad. You react aggressively to most things around you. Things that you could likely just talk about and laugh about, they become things that irritate you and get you angry. You just find everything irritating. You just start withdrawing back. Like the sadness, it's just all about sadness. The sadness is overwhelming. That's what I would say. Those are the first signs of depression, and many others.
Okay, Coach. So, what do you think is the main? What do you think are the main causes of depression?
Right. Depression graduates from stress that is not well managed and anxiety. Stress and anxiety, they go together. And if you're unable to manage the stress, then you're losing it. It's like you're holding something that you're supposed to hold onto, and then you lose your grip on them, and the thing falls. They say that, oh, life has fallen out of hand for that person. At that point, the person can go into depression. Depression, like I tried to say earlier, somebody is like depressed, there's a weight on you. That weight can be created by many things. So let me start from stress. Stress is the major thing that leads to depression. But not all stress leads to depression. We need a normal level of, we need some amount of stress to be able to perform normally. Now, waking up in the morning is not very easy, but it's a sort of stress that you put on your body to wake up and come to work. But when you are not able to undo those little things on a daily basis, it becomes a problem. Like, a student needs to read to pass. Now, the guy is excited coming to university, for example, and he's happy on the Facebook that I have admission, this and that and that. Then suddenly, the stress of classwork and whatever becomes too heavy for him or her, and he started dropping. Or it could be friendship. You love people, but the stress of the kind of friends you gather around you are putting too much stress on you, and then you stop trusting people. You now see our friendship is a scam. Start saying things that are showing that you're no longer enjoying what you used to enjoy. So that kind of stress, if it's not well managed, then job stress, like what is going on in the country right now, is a whole level of stress that's creating anxiety. And if not well managed, some people are going to be depressed. When you see those people who are fighting inside the bank, stripped naked, you think it's normal. It's not. They are not able to handle this any longer, and that expression of behavior can, because when they begin to see that video played over and over the internet that they don't have control over, they can just slip into depression, because now they can't handle that stress. The stress led them to do some things, and that thing has pushed them beyond what they could cope with. So it normally starts from stress. Like I said, stress is a normal thing in life, but when you are not able to cope with it, the normal stress of life, and then you are anxious, you're afraid about everything, the future now looks uncertain, the place where you go to with ease now, you have to go with caution. To go to bank now, you have to go with caution. You understand? You go before freely, bankers go to bank freely, but now it's a little of stress mounting up with anxiety. It can lead to depression.
Thank you very much, sir. Do you think depression can only affect adults? Do you think children can be depressed, maybe because they can't express how they feel? Do you think children can also be depressed?
Children can be depressed, teenagers can be depressed, every woman being can be depressed. What's for young people is because of they are not able to express themselves. Or, in Africa, parents are like, whatever I say is law. So when the child wants to express himself, or I said, I'm feeling this, I said, get out, go and sleep. That's how my father taught me. So that's my father trained me. I have to train you like that. Forgetting that the stress that people are going through these, they are different. Internet enough is a whole stress. It's a whole level of stress on its own that can create a lot of anxiety. And if it's not taken, a whole lot of things can happen. So children also go through a mild level. Depression also has categories, and you need to be tested or diagnosed before you can say you are depressed. You cannot just someone that says you are. Even with those symptoms there, you still need to administer some questionnaires to actually see this person is depressed and at what degree. You understand? So children can be depressed, adults can be depressed, every human can be depressed.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So, Ruth, can you tell us, have you ever been depressed before, and how were you able to come out of it?
Tough one. I have been depressed. I have dealt with it, and I could say till now I'm still dealing with it. I'm still trying so hard to work on it, to help myself on it, and it's a whole lot of level. Like
it's okay.
I have been depressed.
What led to your depression?
Okay, it's my own was the emotional part of it. It was a failed, not like failed, it was a jilted relationship. Okay. Partner who was supposed to be getting married, telling you, I'm coming, let me go make a life for us. After going to see your people, telling you, as soon as I get back, we're getting married. Goes off and not coming back. Now calling you for no reason to move on. It was traumatic, like it was very traumatizing for me. It was a whole lot for me. It became like, I don't know, they say ghosts exist, but my own situation, the person was alive, but I was seeing the person like a ghost.
Wow.
I was there, like we were living together before he traveled. So at some point in my life, before I left that house, I was practically beginning to see this person living in the same room with me. Everything I do, I see this person just looking at me, laughing. I was beginning to lose it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
At some point, I was suicidal because I felt like, oh, why?
It's okay, just calm down.
All right, that's okay. All right, that's okay.
Thank you very much for sharing your experience. Coach, please, can you tell us, what do you think we can do to prevent depression?
She has hope, she had built hope and ambition with somebody out of trust. She had built, and she was so sure that this future we're building together will work. I'm doing my own part, and I expect to do your own part. So breaking trust is a major thing that makes people to nosedive into depression, especially if you have invested almost everything in you into it. And then it's like something is removed from you and you go down. Unless somebody holds you, you reach the rock bottom and you might not be able to come out easily. So trust, broken trust. In my personal experience working with people and families, I discovered that love and relationship is a major contributor of mental health disorder from what I've experienced. People lose money and they get over it. It's money. They get over it. They work again, they get over it. But when people lose relationships, it's not always easy to come by. The years we have invested will be haunting you. That's what you are seeing. It was not that the guy was in that house, but the years you have invested, your dreams are coming, they are playing to you, but they're not playing like it did not happen. That's why the guy was appearing like a ghost.
Yeah.
You had a plan that, okay, we're going to live that way, we're going to live happily ever after. Now it's no longer there. But your brain keeps, your subconscious keeps bringing it back, and it's traumatizing to you as a person. It's a whole lot of stuff. That's why I tell people, you see, if I take your money, you can get the money back. If I take your love, your commitment, and then there's nothing coming out of it, out of like people that have suicidal ideation that I've worked with, I can say 80% are because of love and relationship. It's only 1, 2 that was the issue of money or somebody lied against me, this and that. But the others, it's always about somebody jilted me, and you will not know how deep it is for the person because you are not in their shoes. You understand? Sure. It's very, very difficult. So back to your question. What was that question again?
I said, what do we do? What can we do to prevent depression?
Manage stress. Manage your level of stress. Meaning that do not let stress get the better part of you. And what I also like to say is, go for mental health check. Maybe once in a while, once in a year or something. Let them know, because there are pressures that we carry that you don't even know you are carrying until some questions are asked. That's when you know. If I start throwing questions at her now, and she will go back to like some maybe years before now, and she will say maybe, and I saw this thing where I didn't think it could happen.
Yeah.
She will never know that until now as retrospect. So mental health check can help you to just pick up some things before they start becoming a monster. You understand? Then create a community of friends, good friends. You know, we have 5 types of people that we call friends, but they are not actually friends. They're just people around us. We have the plus who add to our life. We have the minus who deduct. We have the multiplier who add more than the plus. We have the divider who breaks you from existing relationship.
Yeah. And
we have the bracket who turns you into a slave. So you do your own analysis. Navigate towards people that can help you. We all need human beings. We all need people. You cannot stay alone. So it's good that, though they say that problem shared is half solved, not all the time. Depends on who you are sharing with.
Yeah,
You can share with people that can even escalate it. Then I've talked about go for mental health checks, visit a counselor or a therapist. You don't have to break down till you do that. It's like a checkup. You go to hospital to do checkup before you are sick. It's just like that. Then I like to also say that people should manage the information that they put into their head.
Okay.
The gigabyte of videos we have seen over this new note is enough to make somebody run sick.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
We are going to go on a short break now, and when we return, we will continue. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Youth Connect, coming to you from the studios of Trust TV. So, I would want to say you're beautiful, you're strong, you're courageous, okay? So, you've been a victim of depression. How were you able to go through all that? How were you able to cope? How were you able to come out of it?
Okay, first of all, I would say how it all started for me was, at first, I withdrew from everybody.
Okay.
The sadness was overwhelming, but I got to tell myself, okay, you have to do this. You have to deal with this thing. And I had so much good friends around me at the time that were very supportive. And they kept on telling me, not me, I didn't find it out myself, yeah? They kept on telling me that you have to do this, you have to do this. And that's me now. In the midst of everybody, I took some people personally that I said, okay, this energy will tally with my energy. I need to be out. I started trying to make myself sit out, have conversations, talk, and there's this my friend, she has traveled out. Literally, I'll get high and I'll wake up in the middle of the night. I'll start talking all sort of rubbish, telling her all sort of stories. She was there. She gave me the time. She might be sleeping at the time, but once I just enter, wake up, wake up, wake up. And she's sitting down. I'll be talking all sort of, and my friend, Kodeye, she was there. We do all sorts of crazy things, buy drink. That doesn't help actually, but for me, that brought me out a bit. She knows I like these things, so she started doing those things that I like, that she knows, okay, we'll play music, we'll start dancing, making noise, discussing evil things that are not supposed to be discussed, like things that will just make me laugh, go through it. Like, for me, I would say anybody, just try to mingle around with the right people, people who give you listening ear, people who understand what you're going through at that point in time. Then people who still blend with your energy. Because if you are an outspoken person and you are in that kind of condition and you're with somebody who is still inside, there's no way to help, because that person will still drag you inside where you're supposed to be coming out from. So I would always say that dealing with it, coping with it, you have to be with the right energy, people who would match the energy for you that you need at that point in time. Trying to do activities that will keep your mind busy, because that's idle mind is one very thing depression really dealt with. Exactly. Like, it deals with that thing so very much, that idle mind. So trying to occupy your mind, yourself, and trying to do the things you like. But those are the things you first of all withdraw from. Basically, those are the things you first of all withdraw from. But as at the time you tell yourself you really want to cope and deal with it, you need to start giving those things a try again. You need to start coming out from the shell and reactivating them again. For me, that's how I think.
Thank you, Mama. Coach, I'd like you to tell me, you know, you said the most common depressed issues you've had in the past are issues of relationships and all that. Okay, please, can you tell me, in the case of postpartum depression, what do you think the woman would have to do to come out of it? I mean, it's postpartum depression it's really common in our society, and a lot of women don't even know they have postpartum depression. So I would like you to tell us, what do you think people in that condition should do?
The husband will play a very key role in postpartum depression. The husband is the key person, because this woman went to the antenatal or whatever because this man was involved. And that same person is going to be the best person to help them. Number one, both of them need information. The woman going through postpartum disorder might not even know what she's going through.
Exactly.
You know, in Africa, anything we don't understand, we say spiritual. So that person could be taken to a spiritual house where they pour water and do whatever, and it will not help the matter. The first thing is understanding. This is the second time now that somebody is going to mention that to me in a few days, and someone has requested that I do it on my show, postpartum stress disorder, postpartum disorder. So that if you understand what it is, we know it is not the devil. We prepare towards it. We get the husband involved. The husband must be involved in this, because if the husband does not understand what it's going through, he's going to escalate it by saying some negative things. Are you the first one to be pregnant and have babies? My mother gave birth to 8, and you give birth to only 1. You're making noise, and that's enough can crash the woman. So information is necessary. This is about relationship inside the family. The children should also need to be schooled, depending on their age, on what mommy is going through, because it's going to have a lot of strange behavior that the children will not understand. They say, "Mommy, is mommy mad?" Imagine a child is asking that question. The child is asking in his innocence, but that will not go down well with the woman. So the man needs to do a lot of work. Then, like she mentioned one thing that's very key: social support. People going through postpartum stress, they need people around them. People who will understand what they are going through. Not those who will be referring them to prayer houses. There's nothing wrong with prayers. Prayer has its place, and professional intervention have their own place. So, like I said, the family must be involved. Then the people at the hospital should do more than the medical. There should be a mental health specialist in the world that every time, especially we have them all around actually. In every hospital, at least government hospital, we have them. But the challenge is, do they actually follow them up? Because people just focus on, you have given birth, okay, oh, congratulations, or go home, and they discharge them. Nobody, not in all locations that somebody try to track them. What are the other psychological issues that this woman might be having after childbirth? So hospitals should tick those checklists and ensure that somebody is following, not just the nurse, but a mental health specialist or a psychologist or a primary psychiatric doctor who could do a good job.
Thank you very much. You said earlier that the most common depressing issues you've had in the past is that's common about youth is relationship.
Yes.
So, for example, are you saying that if a lady, for example, is in a relationship with a guy and the person is making her feel less of herself or trying to compare her with his past relationship, is that enough reason for or current relationship, is that enough reason for the woman to fall into depression, or the guy? It might, like, it goes both ways, you know. Yeah, is he enough reason to fall into depression?
It shouldn't.
Okay.
Why am I saying that? Every human being should have a top-notch self-esteem.
Self-esteem.
If you don't have, even the dog going on the road that looks like you think the dog is doing something to you, and you can feel bad. So if your self-esteem is good, whatever thing that person is saying does not go into you. You just hear just like it's going this way.
True.
Even though when it becomes consistent, you could have a challenge if that thing does not stop. But it's not enough to push someone to depression, because you have a choice. You have a choice in relationship.
True.
If the person keeps doing that again and again, you have to come on, can you stop this? And say, okay, can we have a break until you are mature enough to stop talking about this? Then we can come back. They say, no, I don't mean it. I'm just saying it. Why are you saying what you don't mean? You understand?
Yes,
but people think, especially women, apologies to women, they think I don't want to be too forward. If I talk now, you say I'm complaining. You have to talk now. Who's going to talk to? Who's going to talk for you? You don't talk. See, everybody should have a personal user guide, user manual. Everything we have user's manual. This is how to use this thing. If you put this inside water, it will not work well. I have my user manual. This is how I want to be used. This is how I want to be addressed. If you address me this way, I will feel bad. And if you keep doing that, I might step aside for you. User's manual, we all have it, but we do not present it to people in relationships. So when you present that, they have been saying this thing, you need to find a way to communicate that actually. Sandwich communication will help. So, okay, I don't like you doing this. I want to be respected in this relationship. So do not refer to your ex each time you're talking about me. I don't know him, I don't know her, and I don't want to. Not out of another, but we're starting a new thing. Why don't let's shut down and those ones start a new thing? If the person still does not agree and he keeps doing it, then you know it's not going to stop. That means his or her mind is still with that ex. And one day we'll walk away to go and meet that ex.
True.
So it's good that you define who you are, define what you are, what works for you.
So you're saying in essence that things you don't have control over is what can cause depression? Because you're saying as far as you can work on it,
yes,
it's not enough reason for you to be depressed. So are you saying that because I can't work on this, I don't like, let's use her experience, for example, her fiancé left without saying a word and all that. Do you think she might have a control over
the situation?
Yes, over the situation.
It's difficult to say because I don't know the entire story.
Okay, Ruth, please, can you tell us, what do you think actually happened that made him ghost you, like you said? What happened? Like all of a sudden, what really did you try to reach out to him after everything? What really?
And from my own end, I can't categorically say anything because it happened last year, February. Just February 14, he sent me gifts, lots of flowers, love notes, telling me how much he knows he has been hurting me, how much I've been a good woman, supportive, like reassured me and promised me love again. And all through then, because the trip, like I said earlier, was supposed to be for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and I was like, babe, ain't you coming back already? Babe, come back. I'm a woman. I was waiting for you. The plan was not gone for 1 year. It's not supposed to be gone for so long. It's just a period of time. And period of time has elapsed. So I was like, okay, come around, come around, come around. On that fateful day, it was just a thing of, he said he slept. I called all through the night. to cut the long story short, there's a routine. You know, as you're working, there's a routine between you, your husband, your partner, or whatever. Your partner knows at this time you should be resting. At this time you're at the office. At this time you're doing this, you're doing that. So it's a routine I already know. It's a routine he know I had already too. So I was calling you because I know at this time you are awake. You should talk to me. Normally before now, this same time, you want to talk to me all night before I go to bed. You literally talk me to bed. It's as crazy as I have to put my phone somewhere. We're talking till I eventually sleep off. It was that bonding. Do you get? And this fateful day, you are nowhere to be found. You didn't give me any excuses, nothing. I called. At first, I got worried. Do you get? I got worried. I waited and waited and I waited till morning. And in the morning, I am like, babe, what happened? The next thing you slept off. Like so many bullshit. I was like, stop this thing. I'm not a baby. Stop giving me these excuses. You are a man. You could do your thing. But don't try to rub it on my face. Don't make it so obvious to me. And the next thing was like, I beg, he's not even interested again. I should just let him be. Nobody should tie him down. Nobody should. I was like, bro, if anybody's tying anybody down, I'm the one being tied down here. I am the one who is tied down here. I'm the one waiting for you. And the next thing was like, no problem. He doesn't want to tie me down again. I could move on with my life. I could go. So that's it. It was not, I didn't see it coming. Like, I did not see it coming. I was thinking it was a joke. We'll settle, we'll do our normal quarrel, we'll talk, and everybody say all sort of rubbish. And later we were talking. He blocked me the whole day, all social media. I was thinking it was a joke. It was a joke. 1 day gone, 2 days gone, 3 days gone. I was still trying to reach out. So his mail, I even had to mail him, like, blah, 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 blah. Nothing. My birthday is March 4th. I waited like, okay, at least it's just a normal quarrel. He will come back March 4th. Unblocked me, sent me happy birthday, God bless you, and blocked me back again. And that's it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that's it. So that's, you know, I didn't see it coming. So there was no expectations. We were fine just before that day. We were good a few days before that day. We were good some hours before that time. So where did all this come from? Yeah. All that needed to do was just to say, babe, I am sorry. Okay, sorry. Even if I rant, even if you rant, last it's just to say sorry and we are good to go. But you are now telling me to move on. I should just go. Like, so
please, what I need you to, like, I was asking you something and then I had to let her share her experience for me to, you know, I was telling you, so when you don't have control over it doesn't mean you're not supposed to. Like in this case now, there was nothing else.
You don't have control over it. You only have control by yourself.
Okay.
You don't have control by the other person. Now, she had a plan that she thought that guy was into.
Yeah.
But the guy has his own plan that's different from what we can see on the table. That was what happened.
Do you think he felt pressurized or something?
Well, until we listen to him, we wouldn't know. But she had a plan that included him in that plan. Okay, this is me, this is my guy, this is our plan, we are moving, everything's okay. And there's nothing on him to show me that he's not in this plan.
Okay.
But that's the only thing she can control. But she cannot control the plan of the other person who's saying, just the waka they go, I get my own plan, I go shock you.
True.
She has nothing she can do about that one. What she cannot do, and it was what she did, she left that and focused on herself. But because it was overwhelming, that's why she dropped, and her friends came around and they brought her. When she said she was talking trash, I said, that's good. When I see clients who talk, I have clients who just say, they just want to talk. I will just listen. They just want me to talk. They will speak for, my session is 1 hour, 30 minutes, 90 minutes. They can talk for the whole 90 minutes and they say thank you. And they pay and they go. Initially, I didn't understand. But I was growing professionally. I found, okay, some people just wanted to pour. Thank God she had friends around that she could pour. All that thing that she called rubbish is not rubbish.
Thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate it. Thanks for sharing your experience with us. Okay. Well, that's it on the show for today. Until we'll come your way again next time, I remain your host, Fejiro David Osai. Bye for now.